so nigh, blessed my soul and God. He spoke and he made me laugh and cry, blessed my soul and God. My good Lord's done mend here, bless my soul and gone away. My good Lord's done mend here, bless my soul and God. Sinner, better mind how you walk on the cross, bless my soul and God. Your foot might slip and your soul get lost, bless my soul and God. My good Lord's done mend here, bless my soul and gone away. My good Lord's done mend here, bless my soul and God. My good Lord's done mend here, bless my soul and gone away. My good Lord's done mend here, and he blessed my soul, blessed my soul, blessed my soul and God.
Wednesday, March 8th. A reading from the Gospel of John, the 7th chapter and 8th chapter. Then they all went home. But Jesus went to the Mount of Olives. At dawn he appeared again in the temple courts, where all the people gathered around him, and he sat down to teach them. The teachers of the law and the Pharisees brought in a woman caught in adultery. They made her stand before the group and said to Jesus, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. In the law, Moses commanded us to stone such women. Now what do you say?" They're using the question as a trap in order to have a basis for accusing him. But Jesus bent down and started to write on the ground with his finger. When they kept on questioning him, he straightened up and said to them, "Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." Again he stooped down and wrote on the ground. At this, those who heard began to go away, one at a time, the older ones first, until only Jesus was left with the woman still standing there. Jesus straightened up and asked her, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" "No one, sir," she said. "Then neither do I condemn you," Jesus declared. "Go now and leave your life of sin." For reflection, are sins graded on a curve? When tests are scored on a curve, it means that relative value counts more than absolute value. This type of ranking is such that a person's standing is not measured against perfection. Instead, it is measured in connection with how others did in comparison. This leaves open the concept that all you need to do is be better than the people around you, instead of being the best that you can be. The curve clearly reveals itself in phrases like, "At least I'm not as sinful as she is," or "We are better than they are." In today's lesson, we see Jesus eliminate the curve of sin. Some religious leaders had brought a woman caught in adultery to him for judgment. They rest in their smugness that they are not like her, and that her transgression is far worse than anything they have done or still do. Jesus does not deal in degrees of sin, just sin, period. He makes this clear in his pronouncement of punishment. He does not question that adultery is worthy of the perpetrator being stoned to death, but then he equates all sin with his instructions on how to carry out the sentence. He does not say, "Let he who has lesser sin cast the first stone." Instead, he says, "Let anyone who is without sin be the first to throw a stone." The members of the crowd begin to disperse as each person arrives at the realization of their own sin. This encounter is a reminder that all sins hurt our relationship with God and one another, and that there needs to be healing and repair to make those relationships right again. If you were in that crowd, holding a stone as Jesus spoke, would you have slowly dropped the stone and walked away? Or would you have dropped your stone and run to confess your sin, seeking out God's forgiveness so that your relationships may be healed?